and the year is 2015. Six and a 3. Everyone see that? Yeah. 60.
Typical day in kindergarten starts with the children coming in and unpacking their folders, taking out their pencil boxes, and checking in attendance. The children would go to the classroom meeting area where we would be working on the calendar and the weather, and we would be discussing how many days we've been in school. Next, the children would go to the reading workshop where they would be reading a book and interacting with their teacher on questions that align to the core curriculum state standards. Then we would be going to the writing workshop, and after the writing workshop, we would have a snack time with a read aloud book. We would have a special such as gym, music, art, or media. And then we would have center time. During center time, the children do guided reading, computers. They would have literacy center, dramatic play, and writing center. After that, the children would work for a few more minutes on a math program, and then we would get ready to go home, where the children will pack up, we sing our goodbye song, and they say goodbye for the day.
Let's now take a more in-depth look at the programs that your children will be exposed to.
Kindergarten is a time for students to become independent. The minute they walk in the door, they're expected to unpack their backpacks, take out their folders, put their snacks and lunches up on the shelf, and then they go back to their seats and get ready for work for the day.
Morning meeting is a time for the children to get together at the beginning of the day. We discuss calendar, weather, and current events. The children are excited to share stories of things that have happened to them the night before. We go over the calendar, we discuss the weather, and at the end, we share small moments. This is an exciting beginning to our morning. The importance of a reading workshop. The children this year are doing a reading workshop. It is aligned to the core curriculum state standards. The children come in, they meet at the classroom meeting area, they sit down, and we read a book that has either an informational component to it, or that the children are reading for fiction, nonfiction, different genres. The children would read it with the teacher, we would ask questions, the children would answer us back, and then they go back to their seats for a reading response journal entry. Here the children may be learning about story characters. The children can also write how they feel. It is a time to include writing, but at the same time, the children are learning comprehension skills that are so important to future reading abilities. The writing workshop is based on the Lucy Calkins writing workshop theme. The children start off the year learning the fundamentals of writing. For many children, this is their first experience in kindergarten. For some, they've already had experiences with writing. We spend time learning the sentence structures. We learn about punctuation. We learn about spacing in sentences. And after the children are familiar with sentence structure and how to write sentences, we discuss how to put those sentences into stories. Children's stories, things that children want to read. Our Lucy Calkins program starts with our small moment personal narrative, where the children write stories that they feel close to. They may write a small moment about being at the park. They may write a small moment about their family, and the children are excited and eager to do this writing. Every day we spend about 45 minutes working on writing, and the children are very excited with the final culminating activity where we have a writing celebration. After the personal narrative, the small moment, we move on to how to, and the children will describe in their writing how to do certain events, how to butter toast, how to blow a bubble, how to walk the dog. After that, we celebrate their writing again, and the children are very eager to show what they've done. The final writing program that we do is our persuasive, where we try and convince somebody to change their mind on a thought. That's our end, and the children enjoy that. Usually it happens around the time of Earth Day, and their big example that they like to write about is how not to litter and to recycle. Center time is a wonderful time to be in kindergarten. The kids love it. The social interaction that the children get while learning the material that we have covered throughout the week in class is so much fun. We have many different centers throughout the classroom. The first center that we have is a computer center. Here the children work on many different programs to help comprehension skills and math skills. We have a literacy center where the children are reading and writing and playing games like memory that will help them with comprehension that has to do with with our reading and writing workshop. We also have a dramatic play area where the children can demonstrate and talk to each other and act out different parts of books that they have read. We have a science center where the children learn about different things such as planting and recycling and the weather. We have a math center where the children can work on skills such as shapes and numbers, and we have different manipulatives for the children to use for adding. While the children are at centers, we take small groups of children for guided reading instruction. Here during guided reading, the children are getting the comprehension skills that they need in order to be strong readers and successful writers. It is during the guided reading time that the teacher works in small groups with the children so that they will be able to apply the skills learned in these small groups into their workshops.
In kindergarten, children will be working in guided reading groups. These groups are based on their reading levels. Students can work in small groups of 3 or 4. They work on phonics, they work on reading, they work on comprehension skills. During guided reading, the children that are not part of the reading group will be working on iPads, working on Lexia and RazKids, which also work on reading skills. They build literacy skills, and they build some of the readiness skills that the students need for their reading. Students work on word study. In word study, children are learning about letters, sounds, how to apply those sounds. They use word families, and they work on rhyming. On Mondays, we begin with a poem. The children use the poems to either find rhyming words, to find letters, words that begin with certain letters, or to find word families within words. On Tuesday, students begin what we call a word sort. They cut out pictures and they learn how to sort into categories, either letters based on letter sounds, same letters, or again using their word families and rhyming words. By Wednesday, the children are cutting out their words and they're doing independent sorts, where they're asked to take all their picture cards or their word cards and figure out different ways that they could sort them. Thursday and Friday, the children are gluing their sorts, and then we review them, and then they have to come up with their own words that they can put into their word sorts. One part of kindergarten, the children get to go to specials each day. They get to go to gym, art, music, and library, where there is a specialist that works with them in each of the classes.
Handwriting is extremely important in kindergarten. Not only how they hold the pencil, but how the children make the formation of the letters and the numbers. And we use a program called the PAF Handwriting. And before the children actually write in their individual books, we do something called skywriting, where the children actually write the letter in the air, because when they use large movements, it helps the brain to remember the formation of those letters. Then after that, we have the children write the letter in sand, shaving cream, rice, and also crayon, because again, that tactile sensation helps the brain to remember the formation. Then at that particular time, they go into their very own booklet where they write their letters and their numbers. After we say the words as to the proper formation of how to write that letter. We have found that a lot of children write from bottom up. So when we use our PAF boy, the children will learn the proper names of the letters, the lines, and how to write those letters. The top one is called the hat line. Then we have the belt line, the writing line, and the shoe line.
One of the subjects students are exposed to daily is math. In math, children learn to read and write their numbers. They work on word problems. They learn addition and subtraction. They work on place value, measurements, base 10 frames, and they learn about 2- and 3-dimensional shapes and positional concepts. They begin in large groups doing a large group lesson, and then they move into small groups where they work with a lot of manipulatives doing hands-on activities.
Snack time is a time for the children not only to socialize, but for the teacher to be reading a story to the children that they can enjoy while they are enjoying their snack. Many times the teacher will read a story and will ask comprehension questions so that the children are actively involved and they are working through their snack. Going home, to get ready to go home, the children have to be responsible for putting their pencil boxes and other things away, putting their folders in their backpacks, and getting their jackets on. They need to be responsible for certain kindergarten skills, such as to zipper their jackets or to put their folders into their backpacks and get ready to push their chairs in to line up for the end of the day. At the end, we sing a goodbye song and we say goodbye so that the children can enjoy the rest of their afternoon. We'd like to thank you all for watching this video. We hope you have a wonderful day and a great kindergarten orientation. We will see you in September, and remember to read a good book.